I still remember the first time I walked into the community center after work. The sun had just dipped below the horizon, leaving streaks of gold across the glass windows. I thought it would be an ordinary evening, just another stop in my routine. But that night, my life shifted in ways I never could have imagined. I was tired, carrying the weight of a long day, when I heard the sound of laughter from the basketball court. Something about it pulled me closer. That was when I saw him. His name was Adrian, tall, with a boyish grin that carried both mischief and innocence. He was new to the center, but there was something about the way his eyes searched the room that made me feel like he was searching for me. At first, I told myself it was nothing. People lock eyes all the time. But when his gaze lingered, just a heartbeat too long, I felt a flutter in my chest. I hadn't felt that in years. Over the next few days, we kept running into each other. By the vending machine. At the sign-in desk. Even when I tried to avoid him, somehow, he was there. We started talking, small things at first. Music, classes, why he liked the community center. But every word felt like a thread pulling us closer. I tried to convince myself it was innocent. I was older. I was wiser. I knew better. But the way Adrian looked at me, like I wasn't just another face in the crowd, made it hard to breathe. One rainy evening, the power went out in the center. Everyone panicked a little, but Adrian found me in the dark hallway. He said softly, "Don't worry, I'll walk you to the exit." His voice was calm, almost protective. And as we walked together, his hand brushed against mine. The contact was brief, but electric. My heart raced. I wanted to pull away, but I didn't. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw his face in the shadows. I felt his presence, and worse, I wanted more of it. Weeks passed, and the connection between us only deepened. We started staying after events, just talking. Sometimes about our dreams, sometimes about our fears. Adrian was younger, but his soul carried a depth I couldn't ignore. He listened to me in a way no one had in a long time. He noticed the cracks in my laughter, the heaviness in my silence. One evening, after everyone had left, I found myself alone with him in the art room. The smell of paint lingered in the air. He leaned against the table, watching me as I cleaned up the brushes. Then he asked a question that froze me. "Do you ever feel like you're meant to meet someone at the exact wrong time?" I looked up, meeting his gaze. The silence stretched between us, heavy and full of unspoken things. My hands trembled as I set the brushes down. I wanted to answer, but my heart was pounding too hard. When he stepped closer, I should have walked away. I should have reminded him of the rules, of the age, of the line we shouldn't cross. But instead, I stood still. His scent filled the space between us. His voice dropped lower. "If I kiss you right now, will you stop me?" The world seemed to pause. The humming of the air conditioner, the ticking of the clock, even my own thoughts went silent. My lips parted, but no words came out. And then, he kissed me. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't reckless. It was slow, searching, as if he was asking me for permission with every second. And when I didn't push him away, his hands slid gently around my waist, pulling me closer. My mind screamed at me to end it. But my heart had already surrendered. That night, something broke open inside me. Something I had buried under years of responsibility, control, and fear. And in its place, something dangerous, something intoxicating began to grow. From then on, the community center wasn't just a place I visited. It became our secret world. Every stolen glance, every shared laugh, every brush of our hands felt like sparks in the dark. But secrets have a way of catching up with you. People started noticing. The receptionist would raise an eyebrow when she saw us leave together. Friends whispered when we sat too close. I told myself it didn't matter, that what we had was too powerful to care. But late at night, lying awake, I wondered, how long could we keep this hidden? The fear made every moment more intense. Every hug lingered longer. Every word carried more weight. And the truth was undeniable. I was falling in love with Adrian. A kind of love that scared me, because it made me feel alive in ways I hadn't in so long. Looking back now, I realize that love doesn't always arrive when you're ready. Sometimes it shows up in the most unexpected places. A crowded community center. A quiet art room. A boy with a smile that could undo years of carefully built walls. And as I tell you this story, I wonder, what would you have done in my place? Would you have walked away? Or would you have let yourself fall? Tell me in the comments, because I want to know what your heart says. And if this story kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this one. Because sometimes, the most dangerous stories are the ones we live ourselves.